Zone segment tonight. Very interesting question. Do some conservative media people actually intimidate Republicans in Congress? Joining us now from Washington, Fox News senior political analyst Brit Hume. So some Democrats say that. You know, radio guys like Rush Limbaugh, they're calling major shots in the Republican Party. Do you believe that?
I'm not sure you'd say they're calling the shots, but make no mistake about it, Bill. Some of these radio talk show hosts have real influence. They have a huge following, particularly in very conservative areas where they are most popular, and where the many members of Congress who inhabit those areas are not worried about being reelected if they can get nominated, but they are worried about a primary challenge that could deny them the nomination.
And that happened.
So they'll go a long way to avoid it, and keeping radio talk show hosts off their back is one way of doing that.
That happened in Indiana to Lugar, who was a very well thought of senator, moderate, and then a more conservative guy got the nomination. He lost in the general race. So you believe that in Congress, if somebody has to run every 2 years, as they do, and they get on the wrong side of a powerful radio voice that's beamed into their district because they guys are national, they can really do them bad damage if they promote the other guy.
Look, it's not controlling, but it's a factor. I mean, if you're a pragmatic politician up for re-election, you're looking at the landscape, and you don't want a lot of problems. And in many of these districts, the Democrats can't cause you any problems. There are just not enough of them. What there are enough of is conservative Republicans, and conservative Republicans around the country today are very disappointed in their party and its leadership. And they think that the control of the House of Representatives should have been able to give them much more leverage than they seem to have been able to demonstrate, and they should have been able to do more with it. And so if you're sitting over in the House of Representatives and some measure to defund Obamacare comes along, and you think it's a suicide mission because it might involve a government shutdown, you're going to be hesitant to oppose it anyway, because you don't want the most conservative, you don't want the Tea Party, and you don't want the conservative radio talk show hosts on your back.
But
that doesn't mean they can defeat you, but it means you don't want it.
Republican in name only. Okay. So my question, and I believe this to be true, and you're agreeing with me, is that some media, conservative people, do have a lot of influence. Now, let's get to Cruz again. I think that I'm almost 100% sure that what I'm putting out there is true. Cruz has made an alliance with some conservative media people. Now, what does that mean? Well, it's basically a meeting of the minds. It doesn't mean that they did blood brother pacts or anything like that. It's a meeting of the minds. They agree. He appears on the programs. They endorse him. He got a lot of media support from conservatives in his run in Texas. And Cruz wants to be the leader now of the Republican Party and senses weakness from the moderate wing. That's what he's doing here. I'm almost positive that's what he's doing here. He wants to lead the party and to be the president.
I had lunch with him a couple of weeks ago, Bill, at his invitation. It was a very pleasant lunch, and we exchanged views on various things. And I said to him that I'd followed him since he'd come to the Senate, and I thought he was very intelligent and very articulate, and that if he could do what he was trying to do, which is to organize grassroots opposition to Obamacare so powerful, it would do with Obamacare what grassroots opposition had done to the latest effort to pass gun control. That if he could do that, he would emerge as the leader of the Republican Party, the most important Republican in America. That's a very tall order, but I think that is what he would like to be able to do, and that's what he's trying to do.
Absolutely, and that's what he's doing. Now, you paid for that lunch, right?
It was in the Senate dining room. I don't have an account there.
Oh, the Senate dining room, because Senator Cruz won't come on a factor. We invite him a number of times. No, but really? Look, if he'll buy me lunch, he doesn't have to. I'll just take the lunch down in the Senate dining room. All right, Hume. Hume gets all the free meals and the perks. You know what I mean?
That's me.
He gets a pocket hankies. They throw it at him.
Day goes by when I'm not dining with some power figure in Washington.
Yeah, I don't even get a Subway. I don't even get a Dunkin' Donut thrown at me.
That was the first time I'd been in the Senate dining room, I think, since 1989.
When you were 62 years old.
No, I was 62, and I was covering the Senate.
All right, Brett, thank you. Plenty more ahead. It's a fact.